Normally, I would say we don't need a character like Bakugo to relieve the family tension, but you know what? Bakugo, from his casual bedhead being like, don't wake up grumpy in the morning, at least early anyway, to him barging in saying, you invite me over for dinner and then you ruin it with your sob story. That character is just a riot in itself. Now, this was an episode completely focused on Endeavor's family, and just kind of the pain that we've been building up for quite some time, honestly, ever since the beginning of the anime. And throughout every season, we've got more of a taste of what happened to Todoroki, why he got that scar, why Endeavor is seen as a pretty shitty father, and I like how we have an author of a manga write Endeavor's character arc in a way that wasn't a magical transformation that everyone forgave, everyone forgot. No, it's one of those things that there's a good chance not everyone will forgive Endeavor, and if it does, it comes from a lot of sacrifice and hardship, and it's nice that he's not so stuck up his own ass that he, expects that everyone should forgive him. He's very much at a mental state that he recognizes that he probably doesn't deserve it. In this episode, they take a mixture of flashbacks that we've seen over all the seasons, while incorporating new moments of characters reflecting with those, because we've always seen it in pieces, so to have it all kind of connected, especially with this family dinner episode, I thought it was really well done. As it is for Season 5, people are expecting and wanting a certain arc, but I mean, I would personally argue at this point, I think if I compare Seasons 4 and 5, Endeavor might be my personal favorite character in this show. And I never would have said that early on, because he was an asshole. I mean, both as a hero, seemingly as a father. And it's not like I think he's not done bad things. I think he's done, in many ways, irredeemable things. But to see the transformation of his character and how different people in his family treat him, I mean, someone like Todoroki is willing to see, even if he doesn't forgive. I mean, look at the scar on his eye. I mean, Endeavor caused Todoroki's mother to go so mentally insane that she lashed out and caused a burning tea kettle to go on her son's eye. Like, to see what's happened to the mother and everyone, like, he's definitely someone who's willing to see, but he's not willing to forget. But I like how Deku, rather than just being a cliche hero, you're a nice guy so you will, he's saying you're a nice guy, but given everything that I've seen about you and what you're doing, it seems like you're more waiting for the opportunity and you are going to build up to it, which honestly is probably the case. I thought the sister this entire time just was okay with Endeavor, mainly because there's always that one person in your family that they could kill someone and there could be proof saying that they did it just because, and they would stick by their family thick and thin. No matter what happened, no matter the media outrage, all that stuff, they would stick by them. And that's just kind of how I interpreted her. In this episode, however, they actually break it down that she actually feels in a lot of ways similar to the older brother, where he just completely wants nothing to do with him. But the fact that she sees it as this is the moment, if there's ever going to be a chance to repair the family, or at least have it so we can all eat dinner and not be on the edge of our seats, this is the moment. So while she definitely has a lot of negative opinions about her father, I like how she also is willing to stick by him for more reasons than one. It was a nice extra little trait that I was already okay with her character, but I thought it kind of elevated it slightly above where it already was. Where with the older brother who, I mean, it's pretty sad just with the flashbacks alone. I mean, someone like Todoroki wanting to play with his siblings and things like that, but he's above them, so he is always dragged around. Don't eat his cooking, don't eat this or that. And the fact that it's a small thing, and I don't think it was forced in any way, but the fact that he's like, I didn't even notice, because he makes this jab saying, hey, you know, I do the cooking sometimes, but you probably didn't taste it because it's probably too spicy, and Endeavor would never let that. And he casually says, I didn't even notice and I'd want to eat your cooking. It doesn't feel like someone who's an abuser trying to win you over so he can abuse you again. It feels like an abuser who realized his mistakes and is actually trying to be a better person, and whatever he was in the past most likely is gone forever. However, at the same time, it's not something that needs to switch overnight. You have to build up that trust, and based on the preview, seemingly this brother is going to be attacked by some form of villain. I imagine that might be the kind of turning point should he save him, which if not, that would be pretty damn painful given the fact that we end the episode with Endeavor basically talking about the dream he always has. It's always the family around the table and how even though he's not at the table with them, the thing that he wishes is their fallen son, brother, things like that were always there. And so, like, it's pretty heartbreaking. I love Endeavor's arc and how, seriously, I don't remember ever seeing a show like My Hero Academia tackle an abuse and family distraught story like this and have it work so well. And it'll be interesting to see when Todoroki finally, accepts him, what's gonna be the final trigger, because he's always, or not always, I say maybe over the past season or so, he's very much, I felt like, if he took one more step, he would fully embrace him as a father. But he keeps holding back, probably because of the mother, right? I mean, the mother has been so emotionally distraught for so long, she's finally building up the strength to be able to leave and hopefully come back home. So I think the reaction of the mother might be the final straw. Is it going to be the straw that broke the camel's back, or will it be something that says, I can give this one more go, right? But it's interesting because I really wasn't expecting someone like Deku as well as Bakugo to come over for the dinner. And it was as glorious as I expected. Someone like Deku just being very nervous, sorry for beating up your brother. Oh no, don't worry about it, because it was obviously something for training. To then Bakugo just having no manners whatsoever. It's a nice reliever, I would say. It's easy to get lost in that tension. I thought it was a nice way to change up the formula of what we seen last time when they did try to have family dinner. And it kind of ended in barging out very quickly, rather this time they actually completed their dinner before it happened, given that you don't want to look too rude for the guests. I just really enjoyed this episode. I mean, Endeavor, like I said, being, I think anyway at this point, my favorite character, no real surprise, I would love an episode like this. Last week, you can definitely make your criticisms for sure. I still found it to be a fun episode, but this is an episode that just feels like peak character My Hero Academia, and depending on where they take it next week, we could have some fun action on top of having that great character. And it feels like we're getting closer to finishing up this agency arc, and it'll be interesting to see the arc that everyone's been hyping up and how they're going to end the season, which I guess afterwards, My Hero doesn't slow down, and Season 6 should just continue to be a roller coaster going forward. Of course, My Hero Academia definitely uses a lot of flashbacks, so I'm sure that's going to rub people the wrong way, and I definitely think more often than not, the criticisms can be warranted, but here, given the fact that we've had such a disjointed, I think, backstory for the family, and given that we are needing a reminder of everything that happened, it's easy to remember that the mother threw something at her son, but to actually see it all connected in that way kind of feels like a puzzle that's finally been completed, and just a nice reminder of why this is still so hard for some characters. Some people may not need that. I think it's a great way to kind of give a reminder in a fresh way, even if a lot of it was recap in its own way, but that's just me anyway. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on this week's episode, your favorite moment. Personally, for me, even though I love the comedy with Bakugo, I think I honestly really enjoyed that subtle remark from Endeavor saying that he didn't notice that the brother did do any cooking or that it was extra spicy. I think that was just a nice reminder that Endeavor isn't putting on an act. It definitely felt genuine, and I would be shocked if it wasn't and this was some long con ploy, because really, he feels like a changed man. There's no other reason he'd be sitting in his office, right, and contemplating life the way he does if he wasn't. So I really love that, but let me know your favorites down below. Drop a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you're new around here. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.